There are times in camp that you'd have to wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And trust me, you know how the wig life is. You don't want to wake up and start combing wig. Hi friends, welcome back to the channel. My name is Ajinwo Agweru and I'm a doctor currently practicing in Nigeria. If this is the first time you're seeing this face, please don't make it your last by liking, sharing, subscribing, and doing all of those amazing things we do here on YouTube. And if this is the first time you're seeing this face, thank you and welcome back to the family. So today's video is a little bit different. Just recently, I got quite a number of messages from a few people requesting that I do a video about the things that are required of you to go into the NYSC camp with. If you're not Nigerian and you're not familiar with the happenings in Nigeria, you probably are hearing NYSC for the first time. I'll just tell us a little bit about what NYSC is. NYSC stands for National Youth Service Corps. It's a one-year program that every graduate in Nigeria has to go through. So the essence of this program is to create unity among Nigerian youths and also to help with nation building. People that are looking to get into public service, the NYSC certificate is usually a requirement. The one-year program is divided into two parts. So there's the camping experience that lasts for 3 weeks, and then you have 2 weeks break, go home, love up on your family, eat good food before reporting back to your PPA and completing the remaining months in your service year. So now that we have that out of the way, guys, for the purpose of this video, I had to write a few things down so that as much as possible, I wouldn't be missing out on any information that I consider important. Before we start talking about the things that you need for camp, I first want to say the things that you don't need for camp. Guys, let me put it out there. It's an orientation camp. So you're going there to get drilled. It's a drilling process. You don't need your laptop, for sure. You don't need your tablets. I personally think you don't need makeup. You actually really do not need it. There's no point having makeup in your bag, no point going to orientation camp with your laptop, no point going to orientation camp with your tablet. You would lose those items, most likely lose those items, because camp is usually in and out and quite busy. So now that we know what things that we shouldn't be taking to camp, now for the things that you'll be taking to camp, the first set of things I'll be talking about are your documents. So before you went to camp, you had to first register for NYSC, and there were some documents that you had to register with, especially for people that had their university education outside of Nigeria. So all of the documents that you needed to register for the program with, please come with those documents to camp and make photocopies of those documents. Have at least 3 to 4 photocopies of each of your documents. Don't make 10 photocopies. Guys, around the time you start preparing for camp, there'll be a lot of information for you to consume. Some people will tell you to make 20 photocopies. It's unnecessary. If at all you get to camp and you'll be needing more than 3 to 4 photocopies, there's always somewhere in camp for you to make photocopies. So go to camp with photocopies of all the documents that you have to register for NYSC with. Go to camp with at least 7 passport photographs. You probably would not be needing that much, but it's better that you have enough for photographs. Have at least 7 passport photographs. In addition to the documents you had to register for NYSC with, you would also be adding your call-up letter and your posting letter to that. When I had to go to camp, COVID test was required. So we had to print out a COVID document, something like that, but it was on their site. Any document you're not certain if you should be a part or not, all the documents that are required are on their website. So just go to their website and check the documents that would be required of you. The set of items you'll be needing, guys, are your personal items. By personal items, I mean your toothbrush, your toothpaste, your sponge, your bathing soap, and all of those type of things, your body lotion. It seems obvious, right? But some people will still go to camp without those items. Guys, if you hear anything in the background, please ignore. There's a volleyball court really close to me, and they chose today of all days to practice. And because I have not successfully made any videos in the last weeks because of this same reason, I'm not going to let them stop me this time around. We are going to do it to the very end. Okay, so ignore them in the background and just listen to me. If you hear any whistle, ignore, just listen to me. Okay, so besides the obvious personal items you'll be needing, I didn't know about this one. You'll be needing 2 buckets in camp. Yes, 2 buckets. So one big one and a smaller one. So the big one for your regular bath shower time, and the smaller one, guys, it becomes your mobile toilet. Probably because of the amount of people that have to use the toilets in camp, they are usually not the cleanest and not the most hygienic to use. Lots of people in camp use smaller buckets as their mobile toilet. I didn't know about that. I was shocked when I went to camp, but good thing I didn't have to do that. Story for another day. The next set of items that I'll be mentioning are clothing items. When you get into camp, NYSC would give you some clothing items. Those items are the things you need to be wearing during the camp. So they'll give you 2 pairs of white shirts, 2 polo shirts, your complete khaki uniform, a pair of white tennis trainers, and 1 jungle boot. So that's majorly all you'll be needing in camp. But if fitting is something that matters to you, please go in with your own shirts, because ones that NYSC would give you are not of the best quality, and they also are not the best fitted. Aside just the fitting, majority of the time that you'll be in camp, you would wear white polo shirt, white shorts, and white trainers. So having just 2 pairs of each is really not realistic, because that's what you'll be wearing majority. So my personal recommendation would be to buy 3 extra pairs of each of these. So 3 extra white polo shirts, 3 extra pairs of shorts, 3 extra pairs of white socks. And then guys, this guy is a bad boy, and you need them. They are the most convenient for NYSC. So the white trainers NYSC gives you are more of like cloth material. They're not the easiest to maintain, let me just say that. But you see these guys, these are rubber trainers, and they dry in 2 seconds. Just water and the dirt is off. These shoes will be shining, sparkling, and white. Because almost every time you have to dress up in camp, you'd wear white trainers. Having something that is easy to maintain is ideal, and these guys are easy to maintain. They're not the most fashionable, but they're the most practical for camp. So get one of these guys and keep the ones NYSC would give you. Probably could wear them a few times, but wear this one more often. Because in camp, I saw a few people coming with efforts and all of those fancy trainers. Please, and please again, don't bring your expensive trainers to camp. My personal recommendations. It's not realistic, and you would end up losing that. Most times the camp areas are dusty and sandy, so it means you'll be getting a lot of dust on your trainers, so you're going to be washing it every single time. Imagine your expensive trainers going through that every single time. Not worth it. The rubber trainers are inexpensive and easy to maintain, so that's my personal recommendation. Still under clothing items, usually in camp we have a carnival that happens. For some camps it's a June carnival, and for some camps they turn it into a whole festival, and you have to appear in traditional outfits. So depending on what your camp wants, I also advise you go with a pair of jeans and a shirt you could wear, and then your trainers, which are things you already have in camp. Just add a pair of jeans in case your camp decides to have a June carnival instead. There was also something I wish somebody had told me when I was preparing to go for camp. You are allowed to wear anything on Sundays, so you must not appear in all white on Sundays. You could wear your traditional outfits, you could dress as you want to dress on Sundays. So if that's something you're interested in, if that's something you'd want to do, you need a waist bag. It's the easiest, most convenient, and also the safest way to keep some of your personal items, like your phones, your AirPods if you'll be going to camp with them, earpiece, and all of those, money, ID cards, all of those type of things. You don't need anything really bulky, because you're going to be on parade ground, you're going to be doubling, you're going to be doing a lot of activities, so you don't need anything that you have to be very cautious of. So a waist bag is very practical. Just put it on you and that's fine. Still with the clothing items, this one is more under like beddings. You need a bedsheet or 2, depending. You need a bedsheet or 2. I don't remember having any pillows where I camped, but pillowcases maybe, but you need a bedsheet because otherwise it wouldn't give you one. The next thing you'll be needing, food. If you like to snack in between meals, please go to camp with a few snacks. NYSC would provide breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Anything other than breakfast, lunch, and dinner is solely you. And also, the food in camp isn't the most sumptuous, isn't the most delicious, right? So just have something that you can munch on. There's mommy where you can always get food in camp. If you're not one to like snacking or there's mommy, but the thing is you would not always be allowed into mommy. Camp is regimented. There's time for everything. You can't be in mommy when you're supposed to be on parade ground. Have your own snack because it's the most convenient, it's easier. For camp, my key word is convenience, so I would choose what is convenient over any other thing. Still under food, if you're going to be eating camp food, you need your own flask, you need your own spoon, and whether you're going to eat camp food or not, you need a bottle. It comes really handy. You'd get thirsty a lot of the time. Having your bottle makes it easier to drink water and store water. That's it for the general things you'll be needing. Now this one is a bonus for my ladies. For your hair, ladies, if you're not low cut, then my advice would be to please braid your hair. Wig isn't something that is practical in camp. Listen, I made that mistake. I went to camp thinking that I could, rock my wig and rock it very comfortably. And I'll tell you for free that was a big fail, because I wore my wig only on the carnival day, and I think probably 2 or 3 days after Carnival Day, so I barely ever wore my wig. So it meant that I had my cornrows all through camp. Listen, there are times in camp that you'd have to wake up at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. and trust me, you know how the wig life is. You don't want to wake up and start combing wig, so you just need something convenient. And then again, it gets really hot in camp. I don't know, probably was where I served, I don't know what it is, but in the course of the day it gets really hot. Wig is not the most comfortable thing to wear when it's really hot. So guys, my advice would be braid your hair. And when you're braiding your hair, try to avoid styles that would get in your face or that will be hard to wrap up, because there will be times when you're on parade ground and you'll be required to wrap your hair, tie it up, pack it, because you're supposed to have anything too long. And for colors, try as much as possible not to go too wild. But I personally think that with colors and with the length, it's usually based on where you're camping. So some camps didn't make a big deal out of it, while other camps made it a big deal. To avoid the unnecessary attention that you might be attracting, just go with more natural colors, so things in the shades of black and browns, just so that you're not easily picked out. So for nails, I really do not see the need why you should be having nails in camp. But if you must fix your nails to camp, just keep it short and then choose more neutral polished colors. I think that's it about the things you'll be needing in camp. If there's anything that I missed out that you think is important that I didn't mention, please let's talk in the comment section. Here's the video you requested, so do the needful by liking, sharing, subscribing, and share to the next person that you know will be going to camp soon, and to every other person that you think would find this video useful. Thank you. To the next video. Bye.